Hello everybody, Darren Cross here. Welcome to the assignment video for the 1-2 blog assignment in Module 1. So the purpose of this assignment is really kind of to set up everything for the rest of the course. So again, as you refer back to the welcome video to the course, I told you that for every assignment you would have a template and you would have an assignment video just like this. So if you included in the Module 1 materials, you will see the template that I want you to use. And again, if you ever have a template that SNU has uploaded there and one that I have uploaded, I want you to use the one that I have because it's going to hone you in on exactly what you need to do for that module. Okay, so this is the template for the first assignment. You will find this in the Mod 1 announcements. And again, just to refresh, if you see something in red, take everything out and replace it. So you want to have the name of your product and the name of the company that's actually going to be offering it. Put your name here, date, remove all of the brackets. And then when you go through everything that's here, right? So this entire title is this title. That's how it goes. The title of your paper is always the first line or the first heading of your paper. Okay. So again, this thing is completely formatted exactly how we want it to be. So I don't want you to change any structure, anything. I don't want you to change the names of any of these headings. All I want you to do is go through and look at what the instructions in gray are telling you, and then go ahead and follow those instructions. Take the gray out, put your stuff in, make the entire document black font, and you should be good to go. Okay, so if you haven't, be sure to look at that better writing video because this is what I want to see. I want to see a document that looks exactly like this. No logos, no fancy things. You don't want to change the size of the font. You don't want to add extra spaces. You don't want to put in extra headings. You just want to do exactly, use the template exactly as it is here and replace my stuff with your stuff. Okay, so let's review what the assignment is for this first blog. It says blog, but really it's a written assignment that's going to be turned in on Word using this template, okay? So this is the assignment that is actually going to set up everything that you're going to be doing in this course. So for this first assignment, you are acting as the Chief Innovation Officer at a company that you choose. And the purpose of this assignment is to introduce a new product that actually that you're going to be using throughout the course of this, or talking about and describing and introducing throughout the course of this next 8 weeks. Okay, so this is the setup here. And again, you want to follow the instructions to make sure that you are doing something that's innovative and that it's a new product, that you're offering it to a consumer market. You want to make sure that it's going to work well and it's not going to frustrate you. Okay, so again, this is completely formatted properly. So all you want to do is replace the red with your stuff. You're going to select a company. And like I said, you want to select a bigger company that has a lot of information that you can access. This is basically just your sandbox for the rest of the next 8 weeks. So this is going to be the company that you're going to gather data from so that you can introduce the product that you're going to introduce. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. In this first section, this is the intro to the paper, and it's going to be, it is composed of 3 different sections. The first one is to introduce the company, okay? Now, these are hitting the elements of the prompt, so I want you to really make sure that you're honing in on this. The first thing, you're going to introduce the company. So the point of this section is to set up the rest of the paper. For this assignment, you will start with a paragraph, which is 3 to 5 sentences. Make sure that your paragraphs are 3 to 5 sentences that describes your company, the products and services they provide, and the audience and market to whom they provide those products and services. Nothing else. You don't want to go into the history. You don't want to say when Henry Ford was a boy, he had a dream. You don't want to do editorial. Amazon is the best company in the world. It's known for. You don't want to say that. You just want to be right to the point. Amazon is a company that sells these products to this group of people. Okay, so you want to do this in 3 to 5 sentences. Okay. The next thing you want to do is describe your company's value proposition. Now, if you go back to that initial video or the introduction video for the module, I talk about value proposition. Value proposition is a succinct statement of the benefit that you are providing to your customer. This is not about the value of the company. It's not about anything except for what the customer perceives as value. So it's about you delivering value to customers. So in that presentation, in the Mod One announcement, I actually had a little template here for a statement. You want to model your statement after this. It doesn't have to be exactly this, but you're not going to do bullet points or anything like that. You want to come up with a statement. You want to say, my product helps these people solve this problem. Other companies, such as XYZ and ABC company, address this problem, but they have this problem that everybody's frustrated by. Our product deals with that problem by approaching it in a specific way, right? And what that results in is extra time for the customer, extra convenience for the customer, whatever that might be. So if you follow what I talked about in that video, that intro video, it should help you. And then this isn't really, you want to follow what we're doing here. This isn't really stated in the prompt, but what you want to do in this first part is actually introduce your new and innovative product. So here's the thing: you want to talk about the product, and you're really going to do this in 3 to 5 sentences too. Our product is a product that actually solves the problem of whatever that problem might be for this group of people. Okay. You want to make sure that you understand who you're marketing to and what your product is actually solving. Now, I want to go back. This value proposition, right off the bat, we're not talking about your product. So in the beginning, we're not talking about your product. We're talking about thinking. I want you to think critically about what the value that your company already provides. So if you're talking about, Apple, what is the value proposition that Apple already has? So you're going to actually be thinking about that as you go through, because we're going to determine later on, does your product actually deliver on that value proposition, or does it shift, or how does it really impact it? Okay. Now the next section that we want to go to is profitability. I don't like the way the question is stated there. It's saying, is the company profitable? I just want to let you know, there's never a yes or no question in this course. So you can say yes or no, but you're going to dig in. So you're not just going to answer the question, you're going to show whether or not they're profitable. And the way you do that, provide a couple of income statements for the past couple of years, and make sure that you format it properly. Here's the instructions on how to format a figure properly in APA. And then the next thing you're going to do in one paragraph, 3 to 5 sentences, is you're actually going to assess what you see with these income statements. And I want to just let you know now, one of the things that I see all the time, people say things like, they talk about revenue and how much revenue the company is making. Revenue is great. Revenue is part of the profit equation, but revenue does not equal profit. And then people will start talking about profit margin. Profit margin is great. If you don't have any margin, you can't profit. But just because you have lots of revenue and you might have a great margin, it does not mean that your company is profitable. So what you want to get to is that net income statement. The net income is the profit. So what you want to do is you want to look at these income statements, and you want to make an assessment in 3 to 5 sentences as to the profitability, or you want to make an assessment of the profitability of that company. Okay. Now, the next thing you want to do, the SWOT analysis strength. So you're going to provide a screenshot or an image of the SWOT for the company that you chose. Okay. This is required by the prompt. And you want to make sure that you also format that properly as a figure, okay? Then in 1 or 2 paragraphs, you're going to actually describe how the strengths, you're only going to talk about the strengths that you identified, how those strengths in the SWOT can be leveraged for innovation like the one you are proposing, okay? So you want to go into those strengths and say, hey, because of these strengths, we think that the company is in a perfect position to do this or whatever, thinking about the product that you're going to introduce, right? So here you're going to have a screenshot of the SWOT and a description of the strengths, not not just listing the strengths. You actually want to go into them, and you want to describe how they can be leveraged for the innovation that you're talking about. Okay. Um, the next section is the product or service singularity. What we're doing here is we're describing what makes your product or service unique. You want to use the following format to address this. You want to say the whatever the name of your product is a whatever the thing is that allows whoever your target market is to talk about the benefit that they're going to have. And you say other companies such as so and so and so and so have products to solve this problem, but this one is different because. So here, what we're trying to do is we're trying to talk about why your solution is different. Now, I want to just warn you and caution you right here. If you find yourself saying no other companies are offering this, that is not a wise way to approach this, because companies with the wherewithal can very easily begin to offer that. So what you want to do is you want to say other companies are endeavoring to address this problem, but mine is different because of this. So you're not different because your product isn't different because it's offered and other companies don't offer it. You want to describe the features of your solution that are different from the features of other solutions that other companies are proposing. Okay. What we're after here is what makes you unique. It doesn't make you unique that you offer it and somebody else doesn't, because they can just simply do that. And that's one of the things that companies are always looking at. Is there something special about you that it would make it difficult for other companies to do what you do? That's great. That's what you want to capture here. Okay. Now you want to go into the product or service projections. In this section, you are making a guess as to how your new product or service will contribute to the profitability of the company. To do this effectively, you need to speculate about sales, revenue, and profit. So you need to say, hey, what do I think the sales are going to be? Based upon the sales, what do I think the revenue is going to be? And based upon the revenue, what do I think the profit's going to be? So you really got to be thinking, this is where you're thinking critically. This is how potential business owners are thinking about stuff. So you're saying, okay, I have this widget. How much do I think it's going to cost me to even make this thing? And if I make it, what do I think the profit margin is going to be? And will people be willing to pay that kind of a price? And if so, how many of them do I think will be willing to do this? And if that number is willing to purchase this, what will that end up being in sales, revenue, and then profit? Now, you must be thinking right now, how the hell am I supposed to figure that out? Well, when people are starting businesses, they have no idea about whether this is going to work. But in the beginning, what you're doing is you're guessing, right? So you want to be looking at the market for whatever that problem is, right? So if you have a solution that solves a problem, then you want to look at the other solutions and see how many people really are trying to get this problem solved. Okay, and how many of these people really would like a better solution that offers this additional benefit? Okay, and what is the cost of this solution usually for them? Am I going to be around that cost? And if I am around that cost, what do I think, based upon just common sense and maybe just spitballing it, what do I think it would cost me to make this or provide this solution? And based upon that, the number of sales, that margin, what do I think my profit's going to be? Okay. Now, you want to do this, you really just want to hone in on this. You don't want to get all off in the weeds. What you want to do is you want to just hone in on this right away, and you want to just arrive at the numbers. I'm going to tell you right now, no one's going to hold you to these numbers. This is just you talking to your buddy, writing things down on a napkin in a restaurant, trying to kind of spitball and guesstimate what the profit potential is for this type of product. As we go through, you're going to do some deeper analyses in order to determine if it looks like this thing is going to work for you. Okay. But right now you're just kind of spitballing and you're doing the back of the napkin thing. Okay. So no one's going to hold you to these numbers. You just need to say something that makes sense. So if you say to me, there are 350 million people in the United States, and if they all bought one of these, that's where I'm going to flag you, because no one has ever sold a product that everyone in a country has bought, right? Because there's competition. Some people don't care about that product. Some people have loyalty to other brands. You're never going to sell an entire population. Okay. So what you want to think about is, do you think the market is big enough based upon what you think is already going on? So if you're looking at solutions or companies that are already offering solutions, what's the market cap for that industry? What's available there? What are people already spending on that? And can you capture some of that? Okay. And then the conclusion. You're going to conclude your paper by summing up everything. You want to talk about you want to restate your value proposition and restate the problem that other companies are leaving unresolved, and restate that your product can actually solve this problem. Okay. You also want to address, okay, if we do this, then we have the potential to make this amount of money. So you can sum this up. You can do it in one, maybe two paragraphs, but I would try to stick to one. Okay. So if you focus in on that, I think that you will be okay. If you have any questions or challenges at all, reach out to me. Again, referring back to the video, the best and quickest way to reach out to me is just to text me. My number is on the My Instructor page. It gives you my cell phone number, and you can text me and just say, hey, this is so-and-so from Business 400. I have a question about this, and you can ask your question there. I might be able to answer it quickly. If it requires a richer conversation, we'll set up a time to talk, and we can go from there. All right. So I think that's it. But if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me. Good luck, everybody.